uh, Mr. Rahman Abdullah. He works with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in Accra, and we want to really engage him with regards to this particular issue. Assalamu alaikum. MashaAllah. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
MashaAllah.
What about your side?
Great. We are blessed to have you on Baraka 90.7 FM.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you tell us in terms of the production or this issue, this news that we just had with regards to the ban on the importation of not from us, from the Burkina side, and we Ghanaians are now being affected. What do you tell us in terms of the production of tomato in this country?
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I also salute
Baraka FM
for listening to us. Yeah, about the tomato production in Ghana, it's very low. There are a lot of challenges that our farmers are facing within the sector.
Okay.
We have a lot of challenges that our farmers are facing due to less production within the country.
Okay.
Because we also have a problem such as poor soil drainage within some of the soils, as well as we also have a problem of inadequate access to quality seed.
Okay.
That is from the seed production.
Okay.
Then we also have unlimited access to improved technologies and inputs that are supposed to be used in terms of the production. We also have post-harvest losses whenever it is being harvested because of the improper handling of the tomatoes, which will lead to deterioration. You know, as a cash crop, whenever your buyer wants to buy those products or the product, they have to be handled well so that there will not be any bruises on the product. Because if there are bruises on it, you may not get a good market. We also have one challenge, which is the market test and price fluctuation. It's also one of the problems, because the farmer will produce the product. After producing it, because of lack of funds, he cannot transport it from his farm maybe to the market, which will lead to to a reduction in terms of pricing of the tomatoes. And one of the challenges at the market access is that because they are being encouraged to produce the tomato, but now for them to get a proper buyer to give him a good price is a challenge. We also have a challenge of land tenure and land size constraints, which are also affecting some of the farming. Then the climate change and the environmental factors are also one of the challenges that tomato farmers are facing. We also have one major problem, which is the pest and disease. It's also affecting it, because most of them will go in for, let me say, unimproved seed. When they sow it at the end, because it's not an improved seed, they will produce tomatoes that are, let me say, susceptible to diseases and pests. There is one major problem again, which researchers are also trying to see how they can also solve such a problem. That is the soil. I learned our soil are having a lot of metals. Which is affecting the boom of the production. Then nutrient deficiency, as well as soil salinity in the soil. That is, the soil also needs something called salinity in it, so that at least it can, if it is excess, then it will affect the production of tomatoes. We also have poor soil drainage.
Baraka FM.
Cause rot not disease and reduce oxygen availability within the soil. So in nutshell, that's what I can tell you about some of the challenges that
For the general public, sometimes it's surprising the way we receive the news when we are told that something that we can just plant within 3 months and harvest. And as a country, we don't have. Is it that we don't have a plan, or we have a plan but implementation becomes a challenge? What is the issue?
Please come again.
What I mean is that from the general public perspective, sometimes we become so surprised that something that we can plant within 3 months harvest. Why is it so difficult for us? What is the challenge? What is the problem? Is it that we don't have proper plan or policy guidelines, or maybe just implementation?
As I told you, those challenges that I mentioned are the root cause of those problems.
Okay.
Especially, imagine as a farmer, if you did not go in for a proper seed.
Okay.
Are you getting
a
proper seed from a certified organization? And you just go to the market to buy any seed. Definitely,
it will affect.
You plant it within 3 months, 4 months, if your tomato is mature and you bring it to the market, the buyer want a quality.
Yes.
So you have to make sure that you produce the quality that the customer wants. So with this, some of them, because of the unimproved seed, are you getting me? So because of that, he's not getting a tomato which can last for a longer period of time. And tomato is also a perishable.
Perishable.
It doesn't take much time. Then it will deteriorate or get rotten. As I told you, it's one of the diseases that make the market of our tomato very low. You understand?
So yes, I think we would arrange and have you either in studio, or maybe you can take us through all the processes. But in the meantime, what will be your advice going forward? What will be your advice? Because now they have banned our market women from coming to buy from them, because they have going to give to their factory. And looking at the market yesterday, in fact, there's a woman I spoke to who is into the business, and she was telling me that in fact most of the consumers, they prefer the Burkina tomato rather than Ghanaian tomato because of the way it is. So going forward, what will be your advice?
Our advice is we'll go to our, let me say, government, to try as much as possible and have a collaboration between Ghana and then Burkina, so that at least there will be an MOU where we can even exchange technologies between the two countries. What are the things that maybe
they are doing right,
using, which we are doing with our tomato production, so that at least we can exchange knowledge within that group. And I believe there are some
Baraka FM
who are trying to see how they can join these two countries. There is one project called Escaboa, which is being organized by GIZ. And it's a collaboration within the African countries, so that they can exchange knowledge in terms of farming production. And tomato is one of them, which is also one of the problems that we are facing. So when we do that, to help us. And two, when we are able to also contact our research institute, like CSI, when we have one to Savannah Agriculture, that is it's at the north. They are also one of the research institutions that can produce certified seeds, seeds that can produce more quality tomatoes. So when we do that and improve and have a collaboration between the government as well as the research institution, it will help us to do so, and also to improve our market accessibility. And then try to make sure that we can link up the farmers with the buyers. Because you can't encourage the farmers.
Post-harvest losses is too much.
Produce. After producing, then marketing aspect becomes a problem.
Yeah.
The next time you come there to advise the farmer to do so, he or she will start it.
Yeah.
Because he will tell you that, no, you encourage me to do that. I did my best, but you are not able to buy it or to link me to the buyer. The person will never go. He will say, you are joking.
Yeah.
You understand? So it is good if you can try as much as possible, even if it is the government that will try his best to link the farmers to the work, to the buyers or to the
markets. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's Mr. Abdullah. He works with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in Accra, and he's the one who is really giving us some update with regards to the tomato production in Ghana and the challenges we do have with regards to the ban of importation from the Burkina as we speak. So we have a full. Thanks so much. Inshallah. As and when we will be able to get back to you again for details. All right. Yeah. So it's for him say we any encomi any. Mr. Rahman Abdullah Oyejuma our Minister of Food and Agriculture. Yedin komo efa na yedin komo efa your friend say tomatoes say yeken nsema ba ho efa omo terrorist ko attack omo eno chire ne so no yesisi kwa de mo bakra wa krom ho because krom nankasa no omesi factory kakraka omo ankasa omo hia tomatoes ntino omo makwan se free amanoni no ye bebabe eto ediba Ghana ntino no so hajun pa enura kra mi ni tomato seller ba ko ni edin komo o ka chem say in fact sisi aye kase kwa ne Ghana one na ye hia no any system no because ni mbre no atwem sisi kwa na obahu dudu na kwafo no omo duadua ntino anka Burkina de na ye the reliable source eno so na emba intiri ya hwe ya ebe ha adwen ntino ono de o kan se mpanyifo hwe na entimi fanyama ntuye na entimi solve that problem. You go for a short break. When you return, then we're going to have the discussion on marriage issues in the municipality.